All right, let's go straight into it. So most online coaches and online fitness professionals that you see with an app have never been a coach and don't know how to coach. So I wanted to show you a clip of Tim Ferriss, the author of The 4 Hour Body, telling you why plans don't work, why you shouldn't buy them and why you should stop using them, and what to do instead. Most online coaching is based on scale. Like I said in another video, kind of if you're just paying for an app or just a PDF, just workout plans, you're probably getting mugged off. So let's get straight into it. Welcome back, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. It's a tiny little channel, so every like and every subscription to the channel massively helps spread the word and hopefully help more people. So please make sure you like and subscribe. So let's talk about the plans. Most plans are crap. they they are just there for you to kind of to try and follow, but they don't teach you anything. They don't lead to any long-lasting change. Most plans are there for just money gathering. When you get a plan, it won't have anything about like what habits to implement with the plan. So when it talks about doing workouts on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's not going to say, oh, if you feel like X, or if you've had this happen on Monday, then try and do this on Tuesday and Wednesday to get your mental health back to kind of a balance. It's not going to do any of that. Like it's just going to be a waste of paper, or well, we don't do paper anymore, but it's just going to be a waste of phone memory. So like I know people that have subscriptions, 5 or 6 subscriptions to health and fitness stuff. What are you planning to do that for, like forever? I understand why people do it, because it's easy, it's cheap, it's convenient. I mean, it doesn't help. So look, I wanted to show you this Tim Ferriss video because I agree um, with kind of what he says as well. And I mean, if you don't believe me on this little tiny channel, hopefully you believe one of the best-selling authors to ever exist in Tim Ferriss, the author of 4 Hour Work Week, the 4 Hour Body. So this is what he has to say.
But when you give people templates, and I realized this with the 4 Hour Body, because I was writing the 4 Hour Body, everything in there works. It's been tested with hundreds of people now, thousands, tens of thousands of people. And I had very busy CEOs of companies I was working with who'd be like, hey, I don't have time to read a long book. Like, give me the index card, tell me what to do, and I'll do it.
Yeah, loads of busy CEOs, high net worth individuals, these hyper productive people. You tell them in business, we need to cut $100,000, pounds, whatever, in this sort of sector. How are we going to do that? They get straight onto it and they achieve results. Right? So he's got these people reaching out to him personally, so they're obviously like on the 1% of the 1%ers type thing, and 0 results.
If you give people the prescription, but you don't help them change their behavior, which also goes down to changing their beliefs, it's just not going to stick. It won't be durable. So, for instance, if you don't say no,
He kind of goes on a bit of a ramble here about saying no, but what he's saying there about the plans and then not changing behaviours is exactly what kind of how I coach and how I believe coaching should be. So you don't just want a plan, you want to have a look at what happens around your life to stick to the plan. Like the plan is probably 1% of your actual results. Like the other 90% is like what happened on Monday. Why didn't you go to the gym? What happened on Tuesday? Why did you have a massive office binge? Why did you eat loads of cake or M&Ms or whatever? What happened on Saturday? Why did you have a massive takeaway with loads of wine? All of that sort of stuff. So, and that's not it's not accusatory, or at least it shouldn't be, and definitely shouldn't carry any judgment. But you need to kind of work out why those things happened, so then you can work out how to stop them. So we'll go on to the next bit here.
If your goal is like durable behavioral change, which also comes back to psychedelics, right? Like you need frameworks and you need to be able to put your beliefs, which are like your underpinning philosophical guide rails, under some degree of scrutiny. And if you don't update those, right? Like if your story, for instance, in the realm of physical fitness is, well, I'm good at my job, I'm a good father, but like, my whole family has big bones, and it's just the way it is, right? You accept that partial completeness, right? And you're like really type A and like problem fixing oriented in a positive way in other areas of your life, but there's this one that you don't touch because that's just the way things are. If you don't fix that, no number of books on strength training, no number of gym memberships is going to fix it.
You create an identity around health and fitness, or well, every aspect of your life really. But I've had clients say, "Oh yeah, but my mum was big boned, and like my grandmum was big boned, so I've just got that genetic thing in my family history." And you're like, no, but you can change that. Like your grandmother, I mean, I don't want to sound ageist, but there wasn't really gyms back in back in those days. Well, there was, but like I don't know, probably 10 people out of the whole city went to them. Like it just wasn't a thing you did back then. And nowadays, like science has evolved so much, the gym has evolved so much, everything's evolved so much that if you've still got the same beliefs as your grandmum, like from 50, 60, 70 years ago around how you should look, how you should feel, and you've got big bones, so it kind of is what it is. Just be happy with the fact that you're not got even bigger bones or something. I don't know how that kind of rationale kind of works, but there's loads of like the limiting self-beliefs that you have around yourself. Oh, I'm just not good at the gym, I'm not a gym person. No one is. I definitely wasn't a gym person when I first started. I mean, I've got like, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, look how long my arms are. Like I'm a gangly mess. I definitely wasn't a gym person. I've had my bench press corrected, God, I don't know how many times. I've had people tell me how I should squat in 30 different techniques, how I should bench in 30 different techniques. Like I wasn't a gym person, and to some extent I'm still not. I go because health and fitness, and I go for my mental health. But like I kind of enjoy it, but if I had to do it in silence, I definitely wouldn't enjoy it. It's more I think more the break from the mental kind of racing and the pacing that you get mentally. That's what I enjoy more than the actual workouts, right? So you create these identities around what you are, what you're not, but you need to challenge them. You need to update them, and you need to kind of every now and again look at who you think you are, who you want to be, and kind of change how you see yourself, especially in the world. The world, geez, I'm like, I don't want to say how old I am. I'm in between 30 and 40. In my lifetime, the world is massively different. I still remember riding a bike and knocking on my mate's house and seeing if they're in, and then finding out from their mum that they'd gone out, and I had no clue where they are. You just had to ride your bike around the neighbourhood shouting their name, and hopefully they appear from somewhere and they're like, "Oh yeah, how you doing, mate?" But like now, you just have a look on your phone and you've got location settings for all your friends. Like, it's nuts. So even in the time that I've been alive, like, it's the change in the world is insane. And to not change your own beliefs around how you should look, how you should feel, what type of person you are in relation to health and fitness. I've heard people be like, "Oh, I'm just one of those people that can't stop eating cake." You're like, what? What do you mean? Of course, like you can be. You need to update that thought and be like, no, I can control whether I eat something or not. Like the cake's not a mind flare. Like, it can't just plug me into the hive mind and make me eat the cake. It's so having a look in the identity and stuff is huge, right? So let's keep watching this.
And it's also like everything kind of ties together, right? The fear side. And it's like, okay, you don't want to say no. Why? Okay, you're worried that person's going to shit talk you to somebody you care about. Okay, you're worried they won't send you opportunities anymore, right? They sent you one, but it's really a bad fit. Doesn't align with their priorities. You're worried they're not going to send you an opportunity in the future, okay? You're worried that you will become irrelevant, right? Like, that's another dangerous catchphrase, like staying relevant. That's a very pitfall-laden path. Okay, so then it's like, so what? And then what? And what's the worst thing that happens, right? So it's kind of an unstructured approach to the fear side. But when you start to really unpack it, and instead of saying, all right, you're going to go to the gym 5 days a week for the rest of your life, it's like, okay, you're going to go twice a week. You're going to do less than you think you can do. But for 2 weeks, you're going to go on a no diet. And you're just going to copy paste one of these 3 templates.
So let's go through the first bit, because that's the most important. When people try and change, especially in health and fitness, and I've dealt with this from not drinking. I've not really drank since COVID for mental health reasons, and kind of I've been on like dates and stuff, and they're like, oh, should we get a drink? And I'm like, oh, I don't really drink. And then you get, why do you not drink? Who doesn't drink? I've had bosses tell me they don't trust me because I can't go for a drink with them. There's so much judgment around doing something for your health and fitness that it is hard. Like, it genuinely is. You don't want to get questioned. You're worried about how people are going to look at you, especially people you live with. Like, if you've got husband and wife, you say to them, for the next 3 months, 6 months, I don't want to drink. I want to cut out all alcohol. I want to cut out chocolate. I want to start going to the gym and looking after myself. I know so many relationships that would be like, why on earth are you doing that? Who do you think you are? And like, yeah, there's a bit of banter in there, and like that might change and stuff when people kind of realise that you're serious about making those changes. Which, I mean, people say stuff all the time, so I get that some people might be like, oh, what random thing are you gonna say in the next 10 minutes? But once you start seeing people make those changes and other people see you making those changes, that's when you kind of realise, I think, how many people in your circle are, and I don't think it's too harsh to say, but genuinely care about you more than they care about themselves. And what I mean by that is, if you try and put yourself first in terms of your health and fitness, you start looking after yourself a bit more. You start, like, I don't know, running and going to the gym, or trying to get your calories back under control so you can start to lose weight, all of that sort of stuff. If you then start to see such a negative reaction from friends or family about, oh, why do you think you can, like, lose 10 kilos? Like, you've never done it before. Are you sure you want to start this? They're not saying that about you. They're saying that about, like, themselves. Like, if you can do it, then crap, I should be able to do it. And like, they're then fighting themselves more than they're fighting you. So that's definitely one of the hardest things, and I will go through kind of how you can handle those conversations. I've had those conversations. I've coached many clients that have had to have those conversations with husbands and mainly husbands and wives, but it's tough, right? So and then the second bit, he's correct again. It's like Tim Ferriss knows what he's doing. So the second bit is making sure you have realistic goals. If you've not been to the gym for years and then you try and go 5 days a week for an hour a day, man, your body's going to be smashed. You're going to be exhausted. You're going to want to eat everything you see. You're going to be sore, crazy sore, and you're going to hate life for the couple of days after. I've done it before. Go back to the gym and I'll do like a set of biceps, and I'm like, "Phew, I need to sit down. I think like you need to take it slow. You need to work your way up to it, so you can work on the habits, so you can work out best timing, so you can work out. Okay, so if I I've talked about this in another video as well. So the gyms have certain flows. So if you know that you can only do like chest and pick a random one, chest and like hamstrings are in one spot, rather than trying to work out, okay, Monday I'll do chest and triceps or whatever, but I've got to keep going like from this point in the gym all the way over here and then back. Like, no, you can work up slowly. You can get used to it, get used to changing that identity, get used to implementing the habits, and you just build things slowly. Like, you don't try and build a house and then just plonk the house down. You build it brick by brick. You build it in pieces. Don't try and just go, from today I'm building a house. I'm going out tomorrow. I'm buying 10,000 bricks. I've got all the mortar, cement, and everything else ready. I'm building a house tomorrow. That'd be absolutely insane. You'd go, I want to build a house. Okay, what do the foundations look like? How do I start implementing? How do I start doing the brickwork? What do I want the inside to look like? And you build it, you plan it, and you keep evolving the plans as things come up. Let's start getting into what online coaching kind of should be, and how I do things. So the main bit of coaching should be around how you implement things, how you kind of adapt to certain scenarios, and then how you how to handle situations when something bad goes wrong. So building a house, right? If it starts to rain, you can't really lay bricks because the rain's going to get the mortar wet, and then your wall's going to collapse. You can't put a roof on because the rain's coming in. If you put the roof on while the rain's coming in, everything's going to get wet. Wood expands and then you'll have leaks and everything else. What do you do in that sort of situation? Well, rather than looking at finishing the house, we have a look at other stuff that you can do. So maybe you start planning what sort of kitchen you want, and you start laying that out. You work on a different thing that doesn't involve that. You work on an easier thing. Say you have unfortunately, a loss can be one of the biggest things that kind of happens. How you handle that loss and keep your health and fitness. It shouldn't be your personality. It shouldn't be like, a lot of people see this sort of stuff and be like, that's the least of the worries if you've just like lost someone. No, that should be like probably one of your only priorities, is looking after you. Like, I wrote this in my weekly newsletter, but it's like you should put your own oxygen mask on before you're helping anyone else with theirs. Like, if you don't look after yourself, how are you expected to go and look after everyone else? So if you've got like a husband and wife or something that's lost a parent or a loved one or a friend or like whatever, to be able to properly be there for them, or to be there for yourself if you've lost your job or been involved in an accident or whatever happens in your life, you need to be able to know, okay, I need to look after myself so then I can be present for whatever challenge is happening. I need to be present for myself so I can look after the other loved ones in my life. You need to look after yourself so you don't get wrapped up in the unhealthy spiral. It's so easy to get lost in the chaos and to some extent the darkness that kind of life can bring, right? So online coaching or coaching, good coaching, should be how you handle life, and will teach you how to handle those habits and how to properly like work around it all. So how that kind of looks is for the through accountability. Accountability shouldn't just be, hey, did you get this done? Yep, cool, next, move on. That's That's not proper accountability. Proper accountability is, hey, did you do this? Yes. Oh, you did. Awesome. Great work. But how did you feel? Why did you do it in a certain way? What kind of challenges came up while you were doing it? And you unpack the yes. You unpack how that worked, how you achieved that result, and then you can implement that into the next challenge. So you get proper feedback, you get it's not just yes, tick box, all right, cool, next. Like you unpack the yes, you look at the behaviors around it, and then proper accountability will be like, okay, so you might have fumbled, or you might have done a slight thing wrong here. So when this situation comes up, or when these other like 10 types of situations come up, here's how you then implement that correction in the thing that you done wrong into these. So then you keep improving, you keep getting better, you keep growing. I've got a little quote here. The goal of good coaching is less dependency over time, not more. So I've had it where I had a coaching call. One of my old clients, this is from like 7 years ago, I think, maybe a bit longer. She phoned me while in the bread aisle and was like, I don't know what bread I should buy. Should I buy white bread, multigrain, brown bread, wholemeal? Should I buy with the crust, without the crust? And I remember just being like, wow, this is incredible. Like, this is such great communication. Like, I'm making a real change to this person's lives. That was terrible. That was disgusting coaching. Like, there's a lot of coaches out there that think, wow, that's amazing coaching. Like, you've got that level of connection with your clients. That bit is good, the level of connection. But I should never be there to give you advice on what bread to buy. Like, the level of coaching should be way above that you can handle the day-to-day mundane. Do I buy white bread rather than brown bread? Like, you should be able to think about those for yourself. You shouldn't need a coach to hold your hand through that. My coaching now and how good coaching should be is the bigger picture sort of stuff, and making sure that you kind of don't need a coach to hold your hand while making those decisions. So I've got these couple of bits that I wanted to kind of express here. Cheap coaching avoids contact, so you'll just get plans and all of that sort of stuff. That's in the online coaching explained video, which I can link in the description down below or a pinned comment or whatever. It's made for scale, so it avoids contact. It's just sending out a plan and that's it. Bad coaching then creates dependence. So that's what I did. I created a dependency on me to answer day-to-day stuff. It was bad coaching. I've learned a lot since then. And great coaching makes itself less necessary. The style of coaching now that I do is very intense at the first bit. You want me there, you want me to show you how to do it, you want me on your case, making sure that you get results. Over time, you start to wean you off my coaching. So you can start making the day-to-day decisions, and then when it comes to the questions and the stuff that we then discuss and go through, I can then spend proper time with you going through this scenario X happened, let's unpack that, let's go through why this thing worked, why this didn't, and I can properly coach you on making the life changing, or whoever your coach is, if they're a good coach, they will go then through how to make it sustainable, how to make that something that goes on forever. So online coaching is for those that kind of, well, it's not for people that just want a plan. Online coaching isn't for people that just go, yeah, send me a plan and I'll crack on. Online coaching isn't for the people that just kind of want the short 6-week result. If you're just here because I've got a wedding coming up in 6 weeks, online coaching is not going to work. Online coaching just isn't for you. Online coaching, or my style of online coaching, I should really specify that, is for people that want life changing results, life changing sustainability. They don't want to make health and fitness just a personality, so they post it all over Instagram or become one of those high rocks influencers, or like, none of that. Health and fitness should never be a personality trait. The joke about, hey, I'm vegan, my name's also Dan. Like, shouldn't it? Hi, I go to the gym, my name's also Dan. Like, it just shouldn't be your personality. Like, it's just something you do. It's, if it comes up, it comes up, but if it doesn't, then hey, I'm really fit and healthy, I look after myself, my name's also Dan. Like, you don't want that. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. What time are we on? 30 minutes. Make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, which most of you are. Any feedback, like, subscribe, it all helps massively. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Alright, so that's what I mean by